Hi, this is Dean, and I'm going to do a video on the extension, the cello extension here. If we want to play two whole steps, or three notes that are whole steps apart on the cello in, say, first position, we can't really reach that unless we somehow stretch our hand out a little bit more. And so between these four fingers, we have to figure out which one of these fingers is going to have a whole step inserted into it. Because right now they're at half steps, like E, F natural, F sharp, and G if we were on the D string. And it turns out that the strongest finger here, the first finger, is the one that we want to spread apart from the others. And these are all going to do half steps. So what we do then is we spread our finger apart, but we don't do it this way. You can see that these fingers are all kind of in the same plane. You can see that there. They're all touching the ruler there. And when I measure how much of a distance I have between 1 and 2, I end up with not that you can read it, I can't either. It looks like about 6 centimeters. And that's not good enough. So we want to do it this way, and now you can see that these fingers are all in this plane, and this finger has now straightened itself out and is at a different plane from all the other fingers. And then because all good cellists will put their thumb by their second finger, we now have a hand position that we can put on the cello. And let's just measure this and see what we've got here. All right. Ooh, 11 centimeters there. Now 11 centimeters is more than we need. That is probably, going from E to G. If I were to go like that, that would be E to G. That's just a little bit much. But you can see that this is the way we're going to do it. So the first exercise then is to put all of your fingers together and then straighten your first finger out like that. And we'll do it again. Ta-da! That's what it looks like. And then after we've straightened that finger out and we got our thumb and second finger, we're going to put it on the note D on the A string here. And with that finger straightened out now, we just rotate. You can lift your elbow up a little bit and then rotate your wrist so that it's touching the note C. And that is the extension that we want. And a few things that you can notice is that my fingers are now angled down the fingerboard at a pretty sharp angle there. Normally in a regular position it's, almost perpendicular to the string at a right angle. But then when we do an extension, we go more at a 45-degree angle. All right, that's the sound of my end pin holder down there, piece of wood. So anyway, what we want to also do is we want to play on the side of the first finger right over here. So here I am. And it's usually only for a brief moment that you're doing that, but I'll just admit it. You can see that mark there. It hurts. It hurts a little bit. So usually when you're doing an extension, it's because you have to play notes quickly. You wouldn't sit there and hold your hand in extended position for a long time, because you could easily move your hand to accommodate that. So our first exercise then will be to put your first finger on the note C, but first, where in the world is C? Maybe you have a tape there. Maybe it's a red tape or something. But I'm just going to walk my way up from A, B to C. There's C, and now I'm going to put my first finger on it. And then I'm going to take my thumb off, and then I'm going to rotate and move my thumb to where the note D is. So underneath probably another tape that you have there. And you can see how now that's caused my wrist to change. So this part of my wrist has gone from here to down below. And I guess I'm going to call that breaking your wrist. which doesn't sound very appealing, but that is what I like to call it. All right, and you can see then that the elbow can also help with that. If you go and you try and bring your elbow along with it, then all of a sudden your fourth finger is in trouble. So you leave your elbow there, and then you break your wrist like that. All right, so now we're going to do a few of those. First finger on C, and then we're going to take our thumb off, and then we're going to move the thumb and second finger to the note D. All right, and let's try that again. So now we start out in regular position, and then we break our wrist and go here. Like that. And the nice thing about C and D is that they're both ringing tones, so you have an easy way of measuring whether or not you got the right note. It's going to ring. All right, so now we can also do it where we do third finger D, so we have 1 and 3. That would be regular position. And then we are going to substitute second finger for it. And now we break our wrist, take our thumb off. Back again. Back again. Oops, sorry. And that's a very effective exercise. So this D is very easy to hear. Usually you get that right on. And then this is the one that maybe you don't get quite right. And so by alternating between a very stable and confident sound and then one that you're learning, it's good to alternate between them, because then the other one gets better. So, all right. So having done that a few times, we can also then add the fourth finger in. All right, and you can see that I did take my first finger off, and I kind of rocked on my second finger. It's sometimes okay to do that, and sometimes it's not okay to do that. Sometimes you need to keep them down, and it would be better if you did that. But for now, you can also just kind of feel how your second finger is the center of your hand with your thumb. So. So that's how that works. And I can give you more exercises on a later video. And for now, let's end with making use of that in the C tonalization, which is found on page 7 of book 2 of the Suzuki cello book. And so it goes like this. Shifting to second position with our second finger replacing 4. Now we're going to break our wrist and put our first finger back for C. Shifting back. Let's do that one more time. And this time let's count to 4. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, shift. 2, extension. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Shifting back to first. There you go. That is the first application of the extension in book 2 of Suzuki, and then it will get used in Minuet 3, I believe it is. And with that, I hope this helps, and I will see you later.